Good day everyone and welcome to your favorite mathematics lesson from Young Brains Academy. My name is JJ Thompson Oladele. Today we are moving to completing the square method of solving quadratic equation. Example 1. Solve the general quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 using the completing the square method. Solution. By completing the square method, we have ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. The first step is to transfer the constant c to the right hand side, which gives ax squared plus bx equals to minus c. Next, we divide through by the coefficient of s squared, that is a. So we divide each term, ax squared divided by a plus bx divided by a equals to minus c divided by a. It now gives s squared plus bx over a equals to minus c over a. The next step is to find the half of coefficient of x and square it. That is half of b divided by a. That's the coefficient of x. It gives us half times b over a squared, which then gives b divided by 2a, everything squared. Next is to add b divided by 2a squared to both sides. We now have s squared plus bx divided by a plus b divided by 2a squared to the left hand side, and to the right hand side we have b divided by 2a squared minus c over a. We now expand the right hand side and we get s squared plus bx divided by a plus b divided by 2a squared equals b squared divided by 4a squared minus c divided by a. By factorizing the left hand side, we have x plus b divided by 2a squared, and finding the LCM on the right hand side, we have b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. We take the square root of both sides in order to remove the square signs from the left hand side. We now have x plus b divided by 2a, the square sign is gone, equals plus or minus square root into b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. It then gives us plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a in bracket squared. It results to plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Subtracting b divided by 2a from both sides, we now have x equals minus b divided by 2a plus or minus into square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Finding the LCM on the right hand side, we have minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Therefore, the solution to the equation ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is s equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Example number 2. Solve the quadratic equation s squared minus 2x minus 3 equals to 0 using the completing the square method. Solution. We are to use the completing the square method. So s squared minus 2x minus 3 equals to 0 The first step is to transfer the constant minus 3 to the right hand side, and this gives s squared minus 2s equals to 3. Then we divide through by the coefficient of s squared, which is 1, and this gives s squared divided by 1 minus 2x divided by 1 equals to 3 divided by 1, and the answer is s squared minus 2x equals to 3. Thirdly, we find half of the coefficient of x and square. This gives half of minus 2 everything squared, which is minus 1 squared. The next step is to add minus 1 squared to both sides. We then have s squared minus 2x plus minus 1 squared, that is to the left hand side, equals 3 plus minus 1 squared to the right hand side. This gives s squared minus 2x plus into minus 1 squared equals 3 plus 1, having squared minus 1. It transforms into s squared minus 2x plus into minus 1 squared equals to 4. The next step is to factorize the left hand side, and it will give us x minus 1 squared equals to 4. To remove the square sign, we take the square root of both sides, and this gives us square root of x minus 1 squared equals plus or minus square root of 4. This gives x minus 1 equals plus or minus 2. To remove minus 1 from the left hand side, we need to add 1 to both sides, and it gives us s equals 1 plus or minus 2, which means x is either 1 plus 2 or s equals to 1 minus 2, which is s equal to 3 or s equals to minus 1. Before the end of the lesson for today, let's quickly consider some practice questions. Solve the following quadratic equations using the completing the square method. Question 1. A squared plus 3a minus 40 equals to 0. Question 2. 2a squared minus 7a minus 12 equals to 0.